Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Monday, October 12th, 2024. I am Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral.
I am Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin, the executive minister. Faith and religion can be complicated for the LGBTQ plus community. Surveys show that evangelical faith is the justification for the greatest attacks on the LGBTQ plus community.
I am Reverend Kevin Tisdall, the Minister of Education. The Queer God Squad is going to explore our religious community. Let's explore the big news of the day and what it means to you.
I'm Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, the Minister of Connections. This is live, and then we are available on demand. If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform and social media.
P.S. I don't know what day it is. It doesn't matter what day it is. I think I said, who knows what I said, but it's actually October the 14th. And so that's good enough. I think it's the 14th. Maybe it's not, but whatever. We're glad you're with you. At Sunshine Cathedral, we're here to tell you not so much the date, but that you are God's miracle and not God's mistake.
All right.
Did we mention live, y'all?
All righty. This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Queer God Squad discusses the rise in hate crimes. The Washington Blade reports that recently released FBI's annual Crime in the Nation report shows a significant increase in hate crimes targeting the LGBTQ community in 2023. More than 2,402 incidents related to sexual orientation were reported, up by more than 500 cases from 2022. Gender identity incidents included over 400 anti-transgender events and 146 that targeted gender non-conforming persons. More than 1 in 5 hate crimes were motivated by biases against the LGBTQ community, and a disproportionate number of incidents involved Black trans women. The Queer God Squad discusses possible reasons for the rise in anti-LGBTQ hate crimes and some of the things we, as people of faith, might do in response. At this point, vote. Vote. I think that is one of the things that we have greatly seen in the previous administration of our nation that unleashed almost Pandora's box around hate, around racism, around a lot of things. But when this report is verified by the FBI, we can truly see what this trend is all about. This is targeting a specific group of people, I think motivated by racism, motivated by hate, to say, let's target this group. And it's a vulnerable group. And so when I see this, the main thing that comes out right now is that if we put people in positions of authority and power to make the right decision, we can begin to combat these types of issues. And I know it's not something that you can vote out or vote in, but people with good intentions can help turn the tide about how we begin to address a lot of these issues. And the local community has to stand up and address these issues as well. We can't just leave it to the big thing that's out there, but our local community also has to come together, to band together, and stick with our trans people, just stick with our people to say we're not going to allow this type of activity in our communities because we are a community that stands together.
Right.
Hate speech leads to hate crimes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It feels, because hate speech diminishes and demonizes and dehumanizes people. And so if you see something as a monster, it's easy to be evil and cruel and hateful to a monster. And so that's what hate speech does. It makes people monsters. And then you can just go out and attack the monsters, That's what monsters are. You run the monsters out of the village with the torches and the pitchforks. You kill the monster with the wooden stake or the silver bullet. The monster must be destroyed. And so once the speech monsterizes people, well, here comes the torches.
Right.
Here comes the pitchforks. And so it's not a big mystery.
No, it's not.
And it is actually part of the plan. Part of it, 30% of it, maybe just accidental. We didn't know to go that far. But a lot of it is the plan.
Oh yeah.
To demoralize and demean people, and to make them the other, and then just watch the chaos. And so yes, we Donald Trump did that masterfully. I don't remember him ever proposing a good thing, a good plan, a thing that could get back. I've never known him to say anything constructive or even critical of something that then had a real solution. It's always just people are bad, those people are bad, those people are coming for you, those people are bad hombres. We've got to build a wall, we've got to keep those people out. Bans against the trans people. And you know, these books, the book bannings, and the don't say gay, and all of these things, just making people either trying to erase them or demonize them. Well, that's going to lead to violence and microaggressions right off the bat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then abuse, like being kicked out of your home or whatever, right on the heels of that. But then also some really terrible, violent hate crimes. And so there are parties, political parties, there are churches, there are candidates, there are former people who've led the Senate and governors of states. Blame to go around.
Yeah.
And well, aren't you getting a little political? No, I'm getting a lot of something. I'm angry mostly. But no, we have to call that out.
Yes, we do.
And so that, you know, I'm not telling you to join this, that, or the other party. I will beg you to vote, but I'm not telling you to join a party. And my church doesn't endorse candidates, and my church does not give contributions, financial contributions to campaigns. But I am still a person. I still have First Amendment rights, and I get to say when someone is being a bully, I get to say that.
Yeah.
And I can't be silenced with the threat of, oh, you're getting too political. No. In fact, I may be embarrassed that I haven't said more sooner.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, when states are passing bans on gender affirming care and targeting trans people, and that happens right here in this,
kids.
and children, it's happening here in the state of Florida. I think it really is up to us as people of faith to speak out, to say no more. People have been given permission to act out in hate, to be hurtful and unkind and cruel to a very vulnerable segment of population. And you know, I've heard people say, why do you always say you are God's miracle, not God's mistake? Because we need to keep saying it. Because we need to keep saying that. As people of faith, I think we need to step out there and say that all the time, because there are people who really, really need to hear it.
Way back when Al Gore invented the internet, we all thought that people would get smarter because information would be more readily available.
Yeah, well.
What has happened, unfortunately, instead, is that so much of what we read and see on the internet has not been fact-checked.
Yeah.
And because it hasn't been fact-checked, there are too many people who will simply accept whatever is being said. We are in the midst of hurricane season right now, and there are stories going out where the federal government is favoring certain groups of people over others. It's a lie. It's a lie that's easily found.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it also, for me, shows where we are as a society. We are attacking people based on lies.
Yeah.
We listen to a candidate say that they are going into your schools and they are doing surgery on your children.
Never cites a source.
Never can't cite a source because there isn't
a source.
The most crazy, the craziest thing.
I cannot
but never cites a source.
understand this.
And who's believing that? You haven't even said where you're. Oh, I saw a guy on TV. You didn't see the guy on TV. That is not a source.
This is the most ridiculous. And this is what we're going through right now, where there is a party that's out there that has given its soul to a soulless person who gives not one whit about a single person other than himself. Even his wife comes out and says that I believe that women should have autonomy over their bodies. And he goes, well, that's her opinion. And, you know, we'll let the states decide.
2 years ago.
Wouldn't that have been
helpful?
Wouldn't that have been nice? What I'm saying is that, unfortunately, we're not getting smarter because of what we're being fed. We have to fact check. We have to make sure that we know where the information is coming from and counter it as often as possible. If you come to the Queer God Squad every single day at 3 p.m., we're going to tell you something that you may not know.
That you didn't know before. Even more diabolical part about the FEMA help is that because people have heard, oh, they're just giving it all to the immigrants, undocumented. Well, if they're undocumented, how are they getting anything? First of all, like you have to have an address, you have to have identification. But because people believe that, oh, well, they don't have any money, they're not applying for the help. And the help is there.
Yes.
So apply. Let FEMA tell you no. Don't let some fool who has a gold toilet to pee in tell you that they're not giving help. Let FEMA tell you that, because what FEMA's going to say is, let us help you. And in fact, Congress could meet during their break to even increase the aid, and the Speaker of the House is preventing that. So not only is FEMA giving you all the help they can, they could give more if they would just vote to do so, but the Speaker of the House won't even call the House together. Why is that? And so, yeah, it's a lie. FEMA's doing all they can. They're doing a lot. They're not giving it to people who don't deserve it, while people whose houses are washed away are getting squat. That's just not how it works. So that's a terrible, terrible, terrible lie. Call FEMA yourself if you need it, and let them tell you what they can do. Don't listen to anyone else. But because people do listen, they're not applying and they're not getting the help they need. Yeah. Please don't listen to anybody. If the person, if you didn't hear the words, "This is FEMA, can I help you?" Don't believe anybody. just check in with the authorities and get what they can give you. Because if you need the help, there is help. And don't let someone, because he's running a political game, talk you out of applying for what you need.
And I think the speaker's comment was, we'll wait till after the election to deal with it. That sounds familiar. That sounds very familiar, does it? We'll wait till after the election.
It's how the Supreme Court see you guys.
Yeah. But I just think about this conversation. I think this is all a good reminder about how the rise in hate crimes began. This is that kind of conversation that calls us to remind ourselves, these are the things that fuel this conversation. This is how this all happened. And we have an active responsibility in addressing it.
Yes, we do.
We have our own agency, and we have a responsibility to respond, if not for ourselves, but for those who cannot respond for themselves.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'd be their voice.
Also, vote.
Vote.
Vote, 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 vote. Well, that's today with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ plus community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. And we are in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.